Alright, and welcome back, guys. This is kind of the biggest video project I personally have ever worked on. The entire point of this video is to be the only guide you are ever going to need to unlock the Dark Aether camo. This video, however, is not meant to be watched in its entirety. We're going to be covering every single part that you're going to need for your Dark Aether grind, from leveling weapons to getting critical kills to sniper challenges, rocket launcher challenges. Everything's going to be in this video and timestamp, so whatever you're working on, whatever you need help with, you click on that timestamp, you get the information from that part, and you are good to go. So if you want more helpful guides like this for zombies and stuff, make sure you sub. We're working on hitting 50k subs, and a like and a comment would be greatly appreciated if you guys want to do that. I spent a lot of time on this video. I'm hoping for the algorithm to kind of pick up on it so it gets out there and helps as many people as possible. Anyone still working on this Dark Aether grind can get this video. Whatever challenge they're having trouble with, they can get in game, get it done, finish unlocking this camo, and start using it in zombies. Now, one of the more important things I'm going to say right here at the beginning is everything I'm saying in this video can be done solo, and I am doing it solo in the video. There is, however, a way to speed this up. If you get more players in your game, you're going to get more zombie spawns, you're going to get more weapon XP, you're going to get more XP in general. Having 4 players in your game dramatically increases the amount of kills and weapon XP you're going to be able to get in a quick, short amount of time. And if you do not have friends to play with, I'm going to have our Discord linked in the description below. We've got about 5,000 active members constantly grinding zombies, looking to do different challenges. So if you're looking to grind weapon XP and do a method with that, you can see if you can get some people to help you with that. Or if you're trying to get, critical kills on top of penthouse, or if you're trying to level up snipers, rocket launchers, whatever you're trying to do, make sure you check out the description and see if you can find some people who are also grinding zombies to pair up with you to get it done quite a bit faster. And then before we start rolling into these segments, I do have grinding gear like this linked in the description if you're looking for shirts to wear while you're grinding. If you buy these shirts, they definitely help me out a lot and help me continue on this endeavor of making videos for you guys. If you guys don't want to, perfectly fine. I'm just saying, if you guys want to support me, there is some merch down below to check out if you are interested. Now, with all of that being said, boys, let's move into the very first segment of this video. All right, so something we got over real quick are the guns that you actually need to get gold to unlock Dark Aether. Now, you don't actually need all weapons. You just need the amount of weapons that were in the game at launch. Now, one of the coolest things about this is the first and only game in COD history that allows you to get DLC weapons to count towards progression for mastery camos. So if you were going to unlock a mastery camo in any other Call of Duty, you had to get all of the base weapons, and only the base weapons counted for unlocking the mastery camo. However, in this game, you're actually allowed to substitute in DLC weapons. So when it goes for shotguns, you only have to get 2 of these gold, and it could be any weapon in the class. If you want to do the hauler and the street sweeper, you could do that and skip over the gallo. Now, this goes for any weapon class. Since launch, they've added the Groza and the FAR to this game, and these 2 guns are amazing. So if you wanted, you would only need to get these 2 guns. You could skip out on doing the FFAR and the Krig. And these 2 guns are some of the worst ARs in the game. So if you wanted to, you could do these 2 ARs, and doing that, you could completely skip some of the worst weapons in the game. Goes for the SMGs. Let's say you don't like the KSP. You can get the LC-10 or the MAC-10 instead of doing the KSP now. In a couple weeks, they're going to be adding a new sniper rifle, so if you want to skip one of these, you could do that. And then, I mean, you've got a million different options for the knife weapon. Both the E-tool and the katana are a million times better than every other knife in zombie, so if you have either 2 of these, I just get the shovel gold, completely skip out on doing the knife or any of the other ones. And this even works for the new crossbow. So you could do the crossbow and completely skip out on doing the M79. And the crossbow is so fun to use in zombies, that would definitely be a pretty smart choice. Now, when you first start off grinding, obviously you've got to rank your weapon up before you're able to do anything. Now, my suggestion is to get your weapon to rank about 35. And after you get your weapon to about level 35, that's when you want to start doing kind of the critical kill challenge and just start working on that. Because once you get at 35, when you start working on the critical kill challenge, you'll unlock all of the other categories while you're working on your critical kills, and the last 2 categories for most weapons are extremely easy, and you'll get those categories done while you are working on the critical kills. Now, getting to rank 35 only applies to primary weapons. Secondary weapons only have to get to rank 30, so I would recommend getting those to about rank 20 before you start grinding the critical kills and stuff, because just like the primary weapons, the last 2 category challenges you unlock are really easy, and you'll get those while you're going for the critical kills. Now, starting off for ranking up your weapon, there are 3 different ways you can go about this. One of them being very simple and easy, the second one being also simple and easy but involves playing multiplayer, and the third one's going to be the most quickest but is a little bit more complicated. Now, obviously, when you are grinding for weapon XP, you want to make sure you're using the most out of double weapon XP. So if you have double weapon XP, obviously go ahead and use those, and doing this strat is going to be most effective when double weapon XP is active for an event or something. All right, here's the first and most simplest weapon XP strat. Essentially, you want to stay till the end of round 2, and as soon as round 2 ends, you want to buy both of these doors heading to the top of penthouse. The reason you want to do that is that way all of the zombies are dead, and at the start of round 3, all of the zombies are going to be spawning up here. That way, as soon as you get in the spot, you kind of have the max efficiency spawn rate. Now, the reason this strat is so simple is that's the entire setup. All you need to do is get in the spot, and you definitely want to have Ring of Fire on, and you're going to stay up here till you either die or get to about round 13. Past round 13, the amount of weapon XP you're going to be getting per kill isn't going to be worth it, and it'd just be faster to start back over, get in this strat again. It should only take about 3 or 4 games to get the gun to the perfect level to start grinding headshots on it, and while you're doing this strat, you're getting headshots. You're not getting a ton of them because you don't get a ton of kills going to round 13, but this strat is really easy and perfect for people just picking up the game to get in, get some easy weapon XP, and get their gold guns pretty quickly. Now, in this strat, if you need to buy ammo, all you have to do is run down here to the bottom, buy ammo, you're good to go, and you're able to run right back up, kind of passing all the zombies, getting right back into the spot and ready to go. I haven't used my Ring of Fire yet. You're really not going to need it till higher rounds, but how you use it is essentially as soon as zombies get close to you, use it and just proceed to kill zombies. Really simple, really easy, and that's why I'm leaving this strat in here, because this is the most simple strat. And while using the strat, if using the strat optimally, you can get your gun to the perfect rank for grinding criticals in about 20 to 25 minutes. And when you get to round 13, I'd recommend just quitting out of the match. Don't exfil. That's going to waste time. It's going to lower your XP gain per minute, and it's going to slow the amount of time it takes for you to get Dark Aether. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about the simple, easy strat for grinding weapons. Then the next strat's going to be another one that's really easy. Anyone can pick up the game and do it, and it's going to involve playing multiplayer, however. This strat's simple. All you want to do is either play hardcore Nuketown or hardcore face-off. And all you want to do in this method is just rush as quick as possible, getting as many kills as you can per minute. The more kills per minute you're getting, the more XP you're going to get. This strategy isn't for everyone because it does, one, involve playing multiplayer, and I know a lot of people don't want to play multiplayer, but if you don't mind playing multiplayer, this is a quick and easy way to level up your weapons. Once again, I would recommend playing hardcore Nuketown or hardcore face-off because these are the 2 game modes where you're going to be getting the most kills per minute. The more kills per minute, the more XP per minute, and it's really not worth it to play any other game mode besides these 2 game modes in hard for leveling up your weapon. But yeah, that's really going to wrap it up for the multiplayer version of the weapon XP guide. Like I said, this is really what you want to be doing if you're playing multiplayer to maximize your weapon XP. All right, now for the third and fastest guide, we are playing Outbreak. This guide right here is the single quickest way to level up weapons in Cold War as of Season 2. Essentially, all you want to do is spawn into Outbreak and just immediately jet for the objective as quick as possible. If you can find a vehicle to help you get to the objective a little bit quicker, anything you can do to maximize your time of getting to the objective. Because to make full use of this strat, you got to be able to do it quick. That way you're able to level up your weapons quickly. Now, the reason this works so well, as I was saying in our previous guides, on earlier rounds, you get more XP per kill, and this also applies to weapon XP. So on Outbreak, on round 1, you're getting a crap ton of XP because it's the same as getting a kill on round 1 in normal wave-based zombie mode. And because of the way Outbreak works, you're able to get a lot more kills on round 1 in this mode than you're able to get in other modes. So if you just do what I'm doing here, go into the objective, getting as many kills as possible while doing the objective, and then as soon as you finish the objective, leave the game, rinse and repeat, you're able to max out a weapon, get it to about level 35 in about 15 minutes if you fully optimize the strat. Now, unfortunately, this is a little dependent on what type of mode you get. Some modes are not as good for XP. The 2 best Outbreak modes for XP are the holdout objective. The escort one's not too bad, the one we're doing right now. This one's pretty all right for XP, but the single worst objective for XP is the high value target. You really don't want to be doing the high value target, and if you spawn into a game of Outbreak and you get the high value target, honestly, I just recommend quitting the game, starting again, and try to get a different objective, because that's the one objective in Outbreak you really don't get enough kills per minute for it to be worth it. But this strat is a little bit more complicated, but once you get it down pat, you'll definitely be leveling up your weapons a lot faster in this than you will in any other method in this game. Like I was saying, once you get it down completely right, you can, within 15 minutes, get a weapon to about level 35 if you're doing everything completely maximized. And as you can see there, we just now completed the objective. And essentially, as soon as you complete the objective, all you want to do, just like the other things we did, we saw we got the XP there, you're just going to quit out of your match. And I wouldn't recommend exfilling because, one, you've got to go to that objective marker to start the exfil process. And on round 1 in Outbreak, there aren't really a whole lot of zombies when you're trying to exfil. So I'd recommend completing the objective, leaving the game, rinse and repeat, start another one, and do the next objective. That's really everything you need to know about the fastest weapon XP guide in Cold War. All right, now we do have one more weapon XP guide, and this one I think is going to be helpful to a lot of people. So essentially, if you've been watching those guides, you know those guides aren't going to really help you with snipers, some of the rocket launchers, and some of the worst weapons in the game. You'll be watching those guys, and you'll be like, there's no way I'm going to be able to sit on top of Penthouse or kind of rush Outbreak objectives while using a sniper or a weapon that you're struggling with. So if you try one of those spots and you're not able to kind of survive in those areas to level up your weapon quick, this is kind of my suggestion for you. This is what you want to do for bad weapons and weapons that you're struggling with. All you want to do is spawn in an outbreak and kind of kill the stragglers like we are. As you can see, we're using the M82, and I know a lot of people struggle with this weapon in zombies, and you really wouldn't be able to camp on top of penthouse with this. But as you can see, we spawn an outbreak and we're killing quite a few zombies just by killing the stragglers because they're really slow and there's quite a bit of them. And if you just spawn in on outbreak on round 1, just killing zombies, you really shouldn't struggle too much because the zombies are really easy. And you got to keep in mind, these are round 1 zombies. So you're getting a lot more XP per kill on these zombies than what you would normally be getting. So this is a very good way to do any sort of weapon that you know you're struggling with in zombies. You keep dying out with it because it just ADS is too slow. Doesn't kill enough zombies per minute. This is the perfect kind of XP guide for that. And there's a ton of zombies around the map. If you look everywhere we look, there's more and more zombies on round 1. So just kind of go around the map looking for pockets of enemies, just killing them as you go without much of an issue. Now, once again, definitely not recommending this strat for any sort of full auto weapon. It's definitely a lot slower than the other two, but if you're using rocket launchers or snipers, definitely try this out and see if it helps you level up your weapons any quicker. And with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap up the XP kind of section of this video. So try out these different methods, kind of see what works best, what helps you level up your weapons the quickest. Now, if there's any other tips in terms of leveling up weapons that I didn't talk about in this video that you think could be helpful for people, definitely leave them in the comments below. That way people looking in the comments might get some additional extra tips down in the comments below. But with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the weapon XP section of this video. Now, when it comes to grinding Dark Aether, everyone knows the single hardest part is grinding weapon XP. However, after that, the next thing that takes the longest is the 2,500 critical kills with the majority of the weapon. Every single primary weapon, the shotguns, the pistols are all going to need 2,500 headshots each. And out of all of the camo requirements, this is what's going to take you the single longest amount of time. Because for most of these weapons, yes, you need the 2,500 critical kills. You also need 2,500 kills, 2,500 pack-a-punch kills. You need rapid kills, 20 kills without getting hit 20 times, and then you also need rapid critical kills. However, these two strats I'm about to show you, you're going to get all of those requirements while you are getting your critical kills. So when it comes down to the majority of the weapons, all you really need to be working on are your critical kills. And while you're using these strategies, working on getting your critical kills, every other camo challenge is going to unlock while you're doing this. And you don't even really need to look at your progression for these other challenges because the rest of them are really simple and are just going to happen as you're doing this. Now, with that being said, there are 2 different guides that I'm going to recommend you use. Now, before I talk about either one of these guides, we need to talk about the optimal class setup you want to be using for going for these headshots. Now, starting off, a very obvious tip I want to talk about. Most of you guys are already going to know about this, but for completionist sake, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the video. If you guys go to upgrade your weapon class, most of the weapon classes that you upgrade are going to increase the critical damage bonus. Now, obviously, this is huge because if you're able to do an additional 25% critical bonus damage, you're going to be able to get headshots a lot easier. And especially on those higher rounds, you're going to be dropping zombies a lot quicker and have a lot less issues trying to get all 2,500 critical kills. Now, the field upgrade I'm going to recommend, and I highly recommend using this if you're grinding for headshots, regardless of where you're doing this, is Ring of Fire. When you activate this, you're easily going to be able to just mow down tons of zombies. And especially since you're aiming for headshots, you're going to insta-kill just about everything. And it's definitely going to help you get to higher and higher rounds in these camping strats, just mowing down enemies. Yes, there are a bunch of other field upgrades that are going to help you stay alive, but this one's going to help you stay alive really well in camping spots, and it's just going to help you get more and more kills. Now, when it comes down to perks, the very first perk you want to max out is 100% Deadshot. This thing is absolutely insane for going for headshots, just tier 1 in and of itself. Deal 100% extra critical damage if the enemy is full health. While you're in camping strats, most of these zombies are going to be at full health. You are going to be doing double damage while shooting these zombies. And everything else about Deadshot just helps so much when going for headshots, so definitely make sure you go ahead and max this out. Now, when it comes down to the ammo mod, there's only one ammo mod that I can recommend while going for critical kills. I definitely don't recommend Deadwire, Brain Rot, Shatterblast, any of those, because when you get kills with those elemental mods, they're going to take away from your headshot. However, Cryo Freeze doesn't actually kill any zombies. So while using Cryo Freeze, it's not going to take any of your kills. But on top of that, it's going to be slowing down just about every enemy you shoot, and it's going to allow you to do 25% more damage to those enemies. So in both of these strats I'm about to show you, using Cryo Freeze helps a ton for going to higher and higher rounds and getting those critical kills. Because not only are you going to be doing an additional 25% damage to the enemy, you're going to be doing more of that because this is going to stack with Deadshot. So now if you use the weapon class mods, your field upgrades, your perks, and your ammo mods all at the same time, it's going to allow you to stay in these camping spots for a very long time and get an insane amount of critical kills in just one single game. But with that being said, let's now go into the two strats that are going to help you get all these critical kills. Now, the main difference between these two strats, one is quicker and one is going to help you get elite kills. So the amount of elite kills you have depends on which strategy I would use. If you have less than 12 elite eliminations with your weapon, you want to be doing the Firebase-Z strat. However, if you have more than 12 elite eliminations with the weapon you're working with, the D-Machine strat's going to be a lot quicker because you do get more critical kills per minute on the D-Machine strat, and it takes a lot less longer to set up. All right, so now we're on Firebase-Z, and how this strat works, once you go through the teleporter from spawn, you want to go over through here into the military command room, and you're going to want to go up top into this little office up here, and you're going to go right past the jug machine. You're going to go up top here, and where we're going to be sitting for the entirety of this strat is in this room right here. Now, obviously, when you do this strat for real, you're going to turn on power in your game. You're going to pack a punch your gun. You're going to get all the ammo mods and everything that I talked about before. I'd buy every single perk except for elemental pop. You don't want elemental pop because elemental pop is going to steal your kills by using dead wire, shatter blast, and all of those other ammo mods. But after you got power on, you've packed your weapon and you've kind of got all of the perks except for elemental pop, all you're going to do is sit up in this strat, sit here in this corner, and just kind of kill zombies as they come in. This strat's really good because all of the zombies are on a flat surface, so it's really easy to get headshots. You don't have to worry too much about it at all. The only thing you got to worry about is mimics and manglers coming out of kind of that window right there. But if you have cryo freeze on, that is also going to slow down the mimics and manglers. Now, the reason I recommend this strat, even though it is slower than Penthouse, is on Firebase-Z, mimics and manglers spawn like crazy, and you do have to get 15 elite eliminations with your weapon to get it gold. That is why I recommend using this strat if you have less than 12 elite eliminations. Now, using this strat, you can kind of get to whatever round you want to. If you get to round 50, you'll have all 2,500 critical kills that you need. But keep in mind, the higher round you go, the less weapon XP you're going to get. So if your gun's not fully max rank, I would stay up here until you get about 1,250 critical kills in the game and then do the Penthouse strat, because by then you will have all of your elite eliminations. Then you're able to go to the faster strat, finish leveling up your gun, and finish getting it gold. And that's all I have to say about the office strat. So once again, for the faster strat this time, we're going to be showing the Penthouse strat once again. We did show this for the XP guide, but we've got a little bit more to add to it and kind of show off with it if we're talking about grinding it for headshots. So as you just saw, for the first 2 rounds, you build up points, and as soon as round 2 ends, you buy both doors. That way, all of the spawns for round 3 start up here. And now you just start grinding headshots. What you're going to want to do is you're going to grind in this spot till round 9 or 10. Now, after round 9 and 10, you're going to go open the map, turn power on, pack a punch your weapon, and you're going to come right back up here. Essentially, what you're going to be doing is you're trying to get everything you need to survive in this spot as quick as possible. 10 rounds after you turn on power, the Wonder Fizz is going to spawn right here. So if you don't want to go out and buy all your perks, all you got to do is wait 10 rounds after you've turned on power, and you'll easily be able to buy all your perks up here. This spot right here is the single most amount of headshots per minute you can get for grinding Dark Aether. There's no other spot in Cold War right now that you can get faster, quicker critical kills than just chilling up right here. And while you're getting your critical kills, you're going to be unlocking every other challenge. The only downside is if you are playing solo, you are not going to be getting that many elite spawns. And because you're not going to be getting that many elite spawns, you are going to struggle to get the 15 elite eliminations camo challenge. That's why I do recommend, if you do not have a lot of progress for that, for the weapon you are using, to do the Firebase-Z strat first, get those 15 eliminations, and then after you're done with that strat with that weapon, come back here and finish off the full 2,500 headshots with the weapon that you started. Now, one massive thing to note is using this strategy, you cannot open this barricade. If you open this barricade, zombies are going to jump up behind you and you're going to struggle, you know, getting the headshots because you're also going to have to deal with zombies behind you. So definitely make sure if you're playing with multiple players or whatever you're doing, that this door doesn't get open. If you're playing with multiple players and they go down and kind of hide in the corner and you go to revive them, you can accidentally open this door trying to revive them. So if players in your team go down, try to have them kind of crawl over here. That way you can safely revive them. Because trust me, once that door has been opened, this strat is ruined, and it's better just to completely restart and start back over, get back into the strat and try it again. So if the only thing you need left for the gun is critical kills, this should be the first thing you do. Go up here, grind out the critical kills. But overall, this strat's really easy. As you can see, we've ran out of ammo. Whenever you run out of ammo, very simply, all you got to do is run down here, buy ammo at the bottom, no issues, head back up. And while you're trying to get back up, if need be, you can simply, you know, just kind of jump over here to kind of skip past all the zombies. But this strat is very easy, and especially if you have multiple people in your game, you'll be able to coast through higher rounds, you know, pretty much getting all 2,500 headshots you need in one single game in a very, very short amount of time. Now, with that all being said, it is time to move over to our final critical kill challenge guide. All right, now the third and final strat for grinding critical kills, if neither of those spots are working for you, let's say you're using a weapon like a sniper. Obviously, if you're playing solo, you're going to struggle a lot more trying to camp in a spot using, you know, a bolt action weapon. And there's a few other weapons you might have issues like this with. When you're faced with that issue, you have a few options. You can either find a friend to play with, have them use like an AR while you're doing top of penthouse, or if need be, you can always go back to training. Training is always an amazing way to get critical kills. Obviously, this method's going to be a little bit slower. We are getting quite a few critical kills, but we do spend a decent chunk of time running away from enemies. But this to me is one of my favorite spots to train, especially while going for critical kills. You can see the entire floor is flat, so every time you go to shoot zombies, their heads are always going to be in the same spot, so you're able to quickly train around, shoot a couple zombies, let them build up, kill a few more. And this is one of the quickest spawn rates for zombies training. So if you wanted to, you could train at spawn, but spawn's not as flat, so headshots are going to be a little bit harder, and the spawn rate isn't really as quick as what it is down here at the bottom of Pack-a-Punch. But you definitely don't only have to train here at the bottom of Pack-a-Punch. Training spots are kind of subjective. Whatever training spot works best for you, as long as you're able to hit the majority of your shots of headshots, will be fine. You do still have to get elite eliminations for this weapon, however, so you might want to try to train on Firebase-Z if you're not done with that. But if you're struggling playing Firebase-Z, you can always go to Outbreak. And on Outbreak, there's tons of special and elite enemies that spawn on round 1 that are pretty easy to kill while using snipers, rocket launchers, or whatever you're using. Now, the one thing that becomes harder while you're training zombies is the final camo challenge. The 20 kills without getting hit is definitely harder when you're training because it's a lot easier to take damage here and there. If that's the case and you're struggling to get the 20 kills without getting hit with, you know, a sniper, put on Deadwire. So Deadwire kills do count for the weapon for getting 20 kills without getting hit. So we go ahead, shoot into the horde. As you can see with that, we just killed about 10 or so zombies. We did get hit because we didn't really have decent planning there, but that is one really easy method if you're struggling to get the 20 kills without getting hit. Putting Deadwire on your gun, you can kill the entire horde with one bullet, and sometimes it'll be enough to go ahead and get you that Jackrabbit medal from one single kill. So this is the method I recommend using if you're using a weapon that's, you know, not really good enough to sit on top of penthouse or sit on the Firebase-Z office kind of strat. If you can, I would recommend getting a friend and trying that objective because that would be fast. But if you absolutely have to, training spots work, and this is always a viable option if you have no one else to play with and the weapon you're using just doesn't cut it. Now, one more quick thing I'm going to add in before we finish off the critical kill part of this guide is I get a lot of questions on the best way to go about getting shotgun headshots, and getting shotgun headshots are actually really easy. All you want to do is aim just a little bit above their heads, and as you can see, pretty much every kill we're getting with this shotgun is a critical kill. Since shotguns have a spread, you don't want to aim directly at their head, because if you aim directly at a zombie's head, a lot of times you can see there we're getting some kills that are not critical kills. However, if you aim slightly above their head, those bottom pellets are always going to hit their head, and while aiming above the zombie's head, you can see that every single kill that we're getting aiming above their head is a critical kill. So real quick there, that was my recommendation for getting shotgun headshots easier. All right, so this entire section of the guide is going to be about the rocket launchers. By that, I mean the Sigma, the RPG, and even the M79. Now with these, you do not have to get critical kills, so I recommend putting on Deadwire because Deadwire is the best ammo mod at just getting a sheer amount of kills. Now the first challenge on the rocket launcher that kind of trips people up is getting the 5 rapid kills. Now this one's actually extremely easy. All you got to do is train up a horde of zombies, and I would recommend training for this. You really don't want to be camping for these 5+ kill medals, but all you gotta do, train them up, shoot it down. You'll be able to finish that in one single game. You just gotta kill 5 enemies with one single shot. Gotta do that 50 different times. Extremely easy. Now, another one that is a little bit harder with rocket launchers than most other weapons is getting the 20 kills without getting hit. So what I would recommend for this one, you definitely want to have Deadwire. All the extra help you can get for getting 20 kills without getting hit is definitely needed. You want to shoot a shot into the horde, do one set of Deadwire, and then if you activate Aether Shroud, now you have the chance to finish this up. You kind of want to back away from the zombies because you do not want to damage yourself. If you damage yourself while going for this, it will not count. But with all that being said, the rocket launchers are actually one of the easier classes once you know what you're doing. The only thing people kind of struggle with a little bit is the 20 kills without getting hit, but putting Deadwire and Aether Shroud on really helps with that a lot because all you got to do is shoot into the horde. More than likely, you're going to kill about 15 of them with Deadwire. And then after that, just use Aether Shroud to kill the remaining 5. Rinse and repeat for a total of 10 times. And there you go. That challenge done. Should not be too hard as long as you're training. Because right there alone, we just killed about 10 enemies. All we got to do is kind of back up, shoot another bullet, and we just got the Jackrabbit medal. That's 1 out of 10 right there. Really easy on round 26. Now we're going to go over a few quick tips for the knife. The knife is actually really easy, but there are a few challenges that people struggle with. The first challenge being 20 kills without getting hit. In my opinion, the best way to do this, you want to put on Aether Shroud and you want to kind of farm the beginning round. So we can quickly and really easily on these kind of starting rounds while the zombies are super slow, get 20 kills. It might take a few tries, but all you got to do, get a kill, kind of back up, get a kill, back up, and you've only got to do this for a total of 10 times. Now, if you're a more experienced player, you could easily get all of these in one game, especially with dead wire. Just like rocket launchers and everything else, dead wire kills count for this challenge, so all you really got to do is activate dead wire in a horde and then kill off a few more enemies and you'll easily be able to get it done. However, if you're struggling with that, on these earlier rounds, it's really, really easy, and all you really got to do on these early rounds is get 20 kills, and between round 1 and 10, I feel like most people could get 3 or 4 out of the 10, and just rinse and repeat that 2 times, and you'll have every single one of your kills without getting hit 20 times. Oh, and there we go. There's our first jackrabbit medal. So as you can see, round 3, we've already got one, and we still haven't got hit. On earlier rounds, this is actually stupid easy because the zombies don't even really fight back. But if you're struggling with one method, definitely try both methods. Try this method. If this doesn't work for you, go to higher rounds, put on dead wire, kind of knife a zombie. And if you need to, keep in mind, just like the rocket launchers, you can use the Ether Shroud ability to make this easier. Once you get about 15 of them, you can activate your Ether Shroud and then use the Ether Shroud to get your remaining 5. And a cool thing about that, another challenge for getting the knife gold is getting kills while using Ether Shroud. So you're going to be doubling up on challenge. Not only are you going to finish off your 10 jackrabbit medals really easy, but you're going to be making progress on one of the other challenges at the same exact time. Now, one other challenge that does take a little bit longer while working with melee weapons is getting the disoriented, stunned, or distracted kills. With this, you need to kill enemies that are hit by stun, that are hit by decoys, or distracted by a monkey bomb. This one's a little bit harder because you usually want to be spending your salvage upgrading your weapon and not using it to buy stun grenades, decoys, and monkey bombs. But for this, all you need to do is keep an eye out the entire game while you're working on getting your knife done, and just every time you kill a zombie, make sure you're checking, making sure they're not dropping, you know, a decoy or a stun grenade and all that, and you should be able to finish this entire challenge in one game, just finding stuff off the ground. You don't really need to buy anything. But let's say you're on high rounds, you just want to get it over with, buy like a monkey bomb or a decoy or something, and just really quickly get that done. And you can stack that with the Ether Shroud challenges, using the Ether Shroud while killing enemies that are stunned, decoyed, and just double up on that challenge as well. But that's really it. The knife is really a simple weapon, and there's just a few tips to make, you know, the 2 harder of the challenges a little bit easier for you.